Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
Passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. See ebaymotors.com.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hallo und welcome to Gegenpressing, the Bundesliga podcast. I'm Manu and he's Stefan Biankowski. This is the Champions League reaction show. This is the second edition of a Bundesliga team in the Champions League semi-final, Dortmund against PSG. And as predicted, Dortmund beat PSG 1-0, completely forfeiting their Bundesliga form from last weekend as they usually do. Stefan, we have a ton to talk about, but first of all, how's it going?
Yeah, great. Very well. Very thoroughly enjoyable game of football. Not just because Dortmund won, but also because it was just a really fascinating, entertaining game. At times it was end-to-end. Both teams, I feel like, should have scored multiple goals. And even for the neutral, it was fascinating. I think a lot of Bundesliga fans in our subscriber chat were kind of reaching for the bottles of whiskey by the end of the game, wondering how Dortmund fans do this on a weekly basis. But yeah, a great game and a great night of football.
It really was. And I'm actually just looking at the stats, see if there is an XG already. So the XG was 1.42 to 1.58. Felt higher. Felt like there was more grade A chances.
Yeah, I mean, we can get into it, obviously, but I think there was a lot of kind of half chances, shall we say, and kind of ironically, the one that went in the back of the net was a goal that probably, you don't really see Füllkrug scoring goals like that all that often, and of course, I guess you could argue Donnarumma probably should have maybe done something to try and save it. It's the hardest goal, shall I say, anyway, to convert, but that's just the nature of football, and as I said in the chat, it's better to be lucky than to be good, and that's exactly what Dortmund were at times tonight.
So the stats guys have it as 4 big chances each and 13 to 14 shots on goal. Somehow that comes out to a low XG, but whatever. It's so fascinating to me that we have covered this Dortmund run to the Champions League semifinals, potentially to the final now, right there in the driver's seat, going back to Paris. They just need a draw there, and having watched them, I wouldn't be shocked if they get just that to advance to the final. It's sometimes it's just baffling to the extent that it becomes predictable. I think we said that on the main show this week with Matt Ford on, right, that they got smashed 4-1 by Leipzig, but it means absolutely nothing for this particular match, and it didn't, because look at them. They just look a completely different side. And at the end of the day, PSG hit the post twice. I think Mbappe and Dembele, if I recall correctly, right? Dortmund had countless chances to put it away themselves. There's a couple penalty calls. Although, Stefan, I kind of like how UEFA kind of just leaves the refereeing to the referees on the pitch. It takes quite a lot for VARs to step in and overturn a decision. you can give those penalties or you cannot. But at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 decision. And if the referee on the field made a decision one way or another, just stick with it, right? So I actually think that's great. It's just, I'm getting to this point now where Dortmund are really just two teams. They're the one in the Champions League that, by the way, have now secured Champions League qualification for next year, right? Through this result. We should note that this is enough now for Bundesliga to get a 5th Champions League spot. And it's so funny because it's just like, it feels like Dortmund did this the hard way rather than the easy way. And I just I'm kind of getting lost for words here on how to describe what they do, and how they're doing this, and how on a weekly basis we get this Jekyll and Hyde appearances from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not actually entirely different from the situation Bayern Munich are in right now, where obviously their Bundesliga campaign's gone up in smoke, but Tuchel has kind of rebuilt this team into this kind of grizzled, well-drilled, well-oiled machine that's just kind of purpose-built for grinding out performances in the Champions League, and that's kind of what Dortmund have been for much of this season, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought they were outstanding tonight, much like Bayern rather last night. I thought the head coach, Terzic, got his tactics spot on. I thought the way that they set up was outstanding. And as soon as you kind of saw that starting lineup and you saw Adeyemi in that team, you just knew that he was going to be playing this thankless, off the ball defensive role, and I thought he did it remarkably well. I kind of made a quip in the chat that a good way of maybe summing up Edin Terzic's style of football is by pointing out that Karim Adeyemi, who they signed as a free scoring striker from Austria, was more or less playing like a defensive midfielder tonight. The kind of his transformation under Terzic is remarkable, but it shows Adeyemi's commitment and his ability to play these very selfish roles, but it also shows the way that Terzic obviously has a really great ability to kind of get the best out of these players, because there's no way someone like Adeyemi does that unless he actually believes in the head coach, and the squad itself believes in the head coach, and the team itself believes in the tactics that they're playing. And I thought just about every single player in that team did exactly what they're supposed to do tonight. Jadon Sancho was the most obvious one, and we will come on to him, but I even thought, both fullbacks, Ryerson and Maatsen, were outstanding. I thought Julian Brandt and Marcel Sabitzer, perhaps not to the same degree that we've seen him in previous Champions League games where they kind of step up with goals, but I think even just like the off-the-ball movement that they can do, both of them now, is really quite remarkable. Obviously, Sabitzer probably should have scored in the first half, and had he done so, I think he'd be sitting on 2 goals and 5 assists in this Champions League campaign, which I think really goes to show how he has just slowly but surely developed into this like fantastic number 10 for Dortmund, and really kind of taken so much of the pressure off Julian Brandt for being the only playmaker in that team. And they both do a great job of obviously linking up with Füllkrug, because there was one game recently, I can't remember which one it was, where Sabitzer was out and Füllkrug just looked so isolated. It might be a domestic game, but there's no way that Füllkrug can play the way he played tonight without having those runners off him. And then, of course, Jadon Sancho, who I think I mentioned on a previous podcast. I can't remember if it was after one of the Atletico Madrid games, but I said he almost plays like a target man on that right-hand wing, on that right-hand side, in the way that he takes the ball, slows it down, waits to see what he wants to do with it, and then the rest of the team kind of then run off of him, sort of. I mean, so many times he took the ball and...
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries plus napkins plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.